Hello! This week we're going to talk about The Social Dilemma. It's a new documentary on Netflix going over the evils of social media.
Hello, welcome to my video. Hello!
Now, I know I put this video on my Scientifically Proven series, but I just want to be clear. This documentary is definitely not scientifically proven. However, there is one fact that I think has to be acknowledged. There's a common misconception that was corrected in the documentary. Many people think that social media algorithms are just designed to give you what you like. They aren't. They just aren't. They're designed to keep you on the app as long as possible and in order to take a desired action from a paying advertiser. You've probably gotten sucked into the YouTube rabbit hole or spent hours and hours on Facebook. I know I have, and it's most likely that social media apps are designed to find these rabbit holes so that you can fall into them. What does that mean? That means that if you're likely to engage in a conspiracy theory, that's exactly what the algorithm is going to give you. It's not designed to give you personal joy, fulfillment, or meaning. That's not its job. If you're emotionally triggered by a certain issue, and when you're triggered you tend to dive deep, best believe the algorithm wants you triggered and online. If you're a very insecure person and you can't help but look at people who seem to be more happy, more successful, more wealthy, more beautiful, more everything than you, the algorithm is not your best friend who's gonna say, hey babe, you're gorgeous, stop doing this isn't good for you. No, that's not what it's going to do, because it wants you on the app. And if negative stimuli is the only thing that's gonna keep you there, okay. Now you can train the algorithm to only give you positive content, because if you only click on content that puts you on the path to positivity, meaning, and fulfillment, the algorithm will get the idea. But that means you have to be conscious about what you click on and know that you're training the algorithm. That's the main point I wanted to cover in this video. I think that everybody should watch this documentary, if only because it's so thought-provoking. It might cause you to look at your technology just a little bit different. And now, there were some radical people in there that I didn't entirely agree with, but I think it's really good to look at the situation through some different eyes. I really love what one man from the documentary said. He said that technology is both a utopia and a dystopia. And that is just so profound. And I don't think that many people realize that they're holding both a utopia and a dystopia in the palm of their hand. I mean, that's a crazy amount of power, especially if you put it into the hands of a middle schooler. You can consume media that hurts you, you can consume media that doesn't do anything for you long term, or you can consume media that enriches your life and helps you. It's your choice. Yes, social media can prey on your weaknesses. Yes, it's designed to be super addicting. And yes, those shots of dopamine you get when you look at social media apps can be really hard to give up. But you have the power. And if you feel like you don't have any control over yourself, then you can download apps like Freedom and Self-Control so that you can forcibly give yourself what's best for you. Now, I know it sounded like the video might have been coming to an end, but there are two more things I really want to cover. There's this really interesting idea that because the algorithm is constantly serving different people different information, there are groups of people who are actually living in different realities. I low-key agree with this, because your perception is your reality. And if everybody has different perceptions, that means that people are living in different realities. And that makes it really hard to communicate. Now I'm going to give a perhaps controversial example. Imagine you're a black citizen. I promise you, the algorithm knows this. It has your number. So you're on social media and then you see a video of a white cop tormenting an innocent black citizen for no reason. And then the next day you get on and you see like 7 videos of Karens tormenting black citizens for, again, no reason. And then the next day you're just eating breakfast. It's a casual day. And suddenly you get articles about white people lighting black people on fire for no reason. And like the KKK's marching again. And you're just like, what is this world? And then suddenly everything's racist. Your dog's racist, your neighbor's racist. All you can see is racism, because it's highlighting the inequities that you already know exist, but now there's like a filter on the world and you're just like, it's all bad. It's all bad. I would burn it if I could. And the time interval might not be days. You could be consuming this type of media for hours and hours a day. And yes, you're depressed and angry AF, but I'll tell you what, the algorithm has you plugged in. Meanwhile, there's a perfectly nice suburban white lady who's only getting videos about cute cats playing with yarn and people helping the homeless. That's a completely different reality. Let's take it a step further. Let's say that this perfectly nice white lady is friends with a couple of policemen from her church. The algorithm knows this and starts recommending content about how the other side, and specifically black people, are painting out cops to be villains, when in actuality, they're risking their lives to protect everybody and they're overworked and underpaid. Then they go a step further and recommend content about white cops who were killed by black vigilantes. And meanwhile, this white lady is thinking to herself, what is wrong with the world? These cops, I go to church with them. They are nice, innocent people who are risking their lives to protect us. Blue lives matter. See how this same algorithm is developing two completely different realities for two people who are already living two physically and culturally different realities? That's a problem. If one person is consistently getting information about how wearing a mask is critical, and another person is only getting information about how wearing a mask actually harms your respiratory system, that's a problem. Unfortunately, the documentary doesn't offer any solutions, and neither do I. Sorry about that. Logically, I knew this was happening, but I didn't realize the full implications until I watched this documentary. One man even mentioned the possibility of civil war, and honestly, I don't even know what to think anymore. Social media has created a situation where we can be united or divided even further. This is honestly really sad to me because you want there to be some sort of common reality for people living together in a society, but at the same time, you don't want to limit or control information. But of course, recommending certain information to people is obviously going to create or further a bias. I just don't know, y'all. Anyway, the last point I wanted to cover in the documentary is the idea that in a system run on financial incentives, it is absolutely necessary to make financial incentives for a company to change. I agree with this. Companies are focused on making money, and generally that aligns with keeping the customer happy. However, when it comes to social media, we're not the customers. Advertisers are the customers. Our attention is the product. In social media, it's just a third party that unites the two and takes the money. How can we expect companies that are only getting paid by advertisers to design a more humane algorithm when that would greatly hurt their profits? We can't, really. So, in conclusion, these are the biggest takeaways from the Social Dilemma documentary, in my opinion. 1. Be aware that social media algorithms are not designed for your benefit. 2. Be aware that somebody might be living a completely different reality than you, if only due to the information that they're consuming. And 3. Don't expect anything to change unless we implement financial incentives for social media companies to change. Make sure to check out the rest of my Scientifically Proven series. And if you're wondering how you can find happiness among social media, make sure to check out my video covering the happiness hypothesis, where we go over how you can lead a happy and meaningful life. Both the video and playlist should be on this screen, so all you have to do is click one. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. My channel is super new right now, so each subscriber I get means just so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye!